a lot of animals that go through the Houston SPCA. We're caring for or providing services to 40,000 and 50,000 animals every year. We call our space here the campus for all animals. When we were looking at building a new facility, which was in the early 90s, we were really just looking to get out of the space that we had been in since the 1940s, an old, dark, dank animal shelter. The spaces were horrible for animals, horrible for people. We interviewed a number of architectural facilities in the Houston area, and we selected Jackson and Ryan Architects. They seemed to be interested in the project, listened to our concerns. We wanted to build something that's comfortable for animals and comfortable for people and inviting. We wanted this to be a destination, a place that people wanted to come.
The first animal shelter we ever designed was the Houston SPCA, and that was in 1988. We were on the forefront of the change in animal sheltering design, and we're very proud of that. And it's a very rewarding kind of a position to be in, that we started some trends that we are seeing as the norm today. One is the display of animals and how they are then viewed in so many different ways that we make that adoption process one of exploration or discovery, where people want to come to these shelters and really view animals in a different kind of way. And it's not just dogs and cats, it's all animals. We've had lions, tigers, and bears here, and we've had to design those kind of housing environments as well. As with any architectural project, there are thousands and thousands of details that have to be thought through very carefully. Animal shelters are very complex buildings. They are not like other types of buildings where you have perhaps vast open areas and you might build offices or retail or something. Every square inch in an animal shelter has to be accounted for, and the Houston SPCA is no exception. And not only space, but every dollar has to count. So we had to be very economical in our building materials. They needed to be as efficient as possible. And like you can imagine, in an animal shelter, we had to make sure everything was durable, that we've got to think of how animals will use the spaces. Animal shelters are notorious for bad odors, but we have learned how to deal with that, and our air changes and our airflow and our filtering and our use of ozone mechanisms all play a part in making our shelters odor-free. So the medical part is now much larger than it's ever been, and the behavior training part is much larger. And just creating those kind of spaces is now very much part of our shelter design. And it's a challenge because it's not easy. It's something that we had to really hone our skills.
My favorite features in the project have been, of course, the horse facilities. I'm a horse person, so I've been really excited to be able to build out the horse spaces here, the arena, and also the wildlife center. You don't see wildlife centers like this in other locations, and because it's a big part of what we do, it's important to us to create something very unique for the native wildlife.
There is nothing cookie cutter about an animal shelter. Every shelter we design is unique, and every site is different. Every community is different, and we design in all parts of the country. When we design our animal shelters, our top goal is the health and well-being of the animals. That is just paramount. If we can achieve that, everything else falls into place. We measure our success in how our shelters have improved the animals in that community. So adoption increases are very important. The downturn of disease within a shelter is very important. We like to know that our new shelters are making our animals healthier and more adoptable.
I think the greatest satisfaction that I have is that it doesn't feel like a typical animal shelter to me. It's not sad. I see people who walk through with their families and they're overwhelmed with joy about, what they see here.
It's become a passion for us. And to be able to combine our architectural skills with our passion for animals is a huge thing, and it's so rewarding. And I don't know of any architectural practice who can specialize in anything quite like this.
At the end of every day, as long as you can feel like you've made a difference, it's a pretty good day.